Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? I'm just want to check in with you guys. I know that it's been a little while since I've recorded here, so I want to be able to check in and just cover a couple of topics. First of all, you all know that I'm a devout Jacksonville Jaguar fan, and the Jags are right now homing in on trying to come back to the relevancy of being in contention for a Super Bowl. And I'm hoping, and of course everybody's looking at the position of quarterback. I'm gonna just let you know right now the key thing that I think that we should look at is whether or not um, we should be focused more on the fact that whether or not we're going to have a strong offensive line, because that offensive line is going to determine whether or not our running backs or our quarterback is protected and so forth, uh, no matter who they are. So on the football front, um, I know everybody's talking about Nick Foles, and it'd be nice to have Nick Foles. And I'm gonna give the GMs and the coaches and the vice president, give them a chance and see what they do in this whole process. Um, Moving on to some other things we want to talk about. First of all, um, want to take a look at the fact that we're in a really difficult times right now. We're in a challenging times, and in these times right now, we need to make sure that it's one thing to have good sports as a good kind of a something to to get involved with or to be able to follow whatever the case is. But in these kind of times, we need to be able to have a strong faith in God. Relationships are broken right now. We have children killing children in Jacksonville, Florida alone. There's over 20 deaths and gang related violence that's going on. And one thing that I find alarming is that African American young kids are just killing each other. And that's very alarming. And I think the remedy is, I really feel strongly that remedy is that parents need to get more involved with God themselves. We have everybody is trying out to seek money, trying to make money and gain more wealth or more prosperity instead of investing more social and emotional intelligence into their children and into their family. We're so A lot of people are more focused on trying to become wealthy and don't even understand what to do if they are wealthy. Being wealthy is a commitment that requires it's a total commitment. Also, it is to being basically a having a wealth of mind or wealth of whether it's financial wealth or whether it is a spiritual wealth. It requires a total commitment. And a lot of people today are focused on becoming physically wealthy. And there are people that are, in fact, that are at the expense of their kids' development, their whole life, and their whole being development, sacrifice their time, their efforts into becoming gaining some type semblance of wealth, and to the point that they're actually putting themselves in debt. They're buying big, expensive homes, expensive cars, and so on and so forth. But the challenge is that we got to retool our minds, as the Bible describes in Romans 12:2, that we have to change our way of thinking, and changing our way of thinking implies that we have to have a transformation. Now, there's a good course in the business field that talks about 7 habits of a highly successful person. And one of the habits is, of course, the humility of focusing on being positive and not allowing your environment to control you to the point that you are reactive of a person, but you are basically proactive. It also allows you to have goals to be able to focus in futuristic mindset as opposed to looking at the past. A lot of people are living in the past. They want to have money so that they can be to help they want to have money so they can be better than their parent or whatever the case is or something like that. But the point is this: um, our purpose, we all don't have a long time on this earth. So our purpose on earth is pretty much to make an impact on others' lives, positive impact on others' lives. And one positive way to make impact on others' lives is to think as the 7 habits talk about, to begin with the end in mind. And we have to visualize our own funerals, and the fact that when we're at our funerals, what will people say about us? What will they say about us? And the thing about it is that if we impact people's lives, people will remember us for the things that we did for them and helping them. And that's what God wants. He wants people who in his spiritual family, he wants people who are concerned about other people, not people who are concerned about themselves. And when we are concerned about just wealth, we're willing to sacrifice the time with our children. We're willing to sacrifice the time with our families. We're willing to sacrifice our morals. We're willing to lie, cheat, and steal and kill, basically, kill others' characters and everything, just to seek wealth. But remember, wealth is not the end all or do all. If you look in the news, you'll see people are killing themselves. People are winding up dead, and I'll just there's several famous actors and actresses and songstress and just famous people. But a lot of people die as a result of you know their plight with trying to reach out for money. So um, like I said, I just want to check in with you guys. I know this random and a lot of different things I've covered, but 2 things I talked about is, of course, my Jaguars. I want them to be back to relevance again, and I think one thing for them to be relevant, for me to be all in, is for them to do something exciting in this free agency and also in this upcoming draft, do something exciting because I know I only have like about a week left before I need to renew my season tickets, but that's something I'm kind of waiting to the last minute on because of the fact of how we were lied to last season. So, and then the other subject point more or less to the fact that we as well, 3 subjects I dealt with. Um, the kids need their parents. They need their parents. They need a village. They need a community that cares about them and they need a support system. They need to feel safe and they need to feel loved and they need to feel supported and they need to feel that someone cares about them. They're kids. They're not adults. So, and I mean, even adults, we feel we need that, but children more so need that than adults. And of course, the last subject is that is really is a response to why there's so much violence going on with our youth. One of the challenges is that we're becoming a society that focuses on money, and a lot of people have given into um, that role or that plight, and some people, work themselves to death just to try to obtain. But the thing is that we need to transform our minds, focus on helping our family and our neighbors and our fellow man. And when we do that, we'll have a happier life. And we'll make God happy. We'll make people happy. Everybody be happy because we are transformed. We got to sacrifice if we want to make the world a better place. And I think with that being said, I think at this time I'm going to go ahead and end. But I really appreciate everybody, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And thank you very much.